Excellent. Can we roll some of that video in again? That'd be real nice if we could. Miss Saigon's in town. It's a tremendous production. It's a musical in the true sense of musical. This thing was a blockbuster on Broadway. How many times this thing went around?
Ooh, I don't know, a lot.
Handful.
Yeah.
And
ran for a long time.
Long time. It's in town at the Lyric. Shows today at 2 and 8, by the way. And we'll give you ticket information shortly. Kym Purling is getting ready to join us. Kym is playing the musical score piano-wise in this touring company. And Kym has an amazing story. Matter of fact, let's just bring him out right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Kym Purling, Now It's News Morning Edition. How are you, bud?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Good morning. Now, do you ever get tired? I'm getting ready for those who have just joined us to retell your story, but as I retell it, do you ever get tired of hearing this?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I tell people a lot about my story.
Kym's Australian with Vietnamese descent. Born 1975?
1972. Yeah.
As we were basically pulling out of Southeast Asia. Orphaned, abandoned, sickly, adopted by an Australian family, and now you're touring, playing the piano score to Miss Saigon.
Yes.
It's an amazing story, Kym.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I've been very fortunate to have traveled well. I've traveled 11 countries around the world playing music, and I've been based in the US now nearly 5 years. So I've traveled about 46 or 7 states around the US. Seen a lot of the country, more than what I've seen of Australia, so it's been wonderful.
Actually, on the national tour of Footloose, conducted the orchestra, we're talking you're a very talented musician. Matter of fact, if you should, by the way, just go to the internet real quick. Well, we did a search for you. There's 55 really good hits. Your jazz career has a lot of people talking. Matter of fact, there's a great shot of you and Ray Charles here. Taken from Vegas. You're a Vegas guy.
Yeah.
You're a Vegas
baby.
there you go.
We're just talking about that, Renee and I.
What were you talking about?
Well, she's going to do some of the promo when we do the show in Vegas at the Aladdin. So we're going to hook up there and maybe do another story.
How do you go from a budding jazz career to doing the piano score for a musical? That's a big leap.
Yeah. Well, I like it because it's a contrast to what I have been doing. You know, sometimes, schlepping your equipment around a city, up and down casinos, or wherever I am in the world playing, it's a drag to have to do that every night and not always be appreciated, So in this situation, it's nice to actually not always be in the limelight. It's nice to sit back and say, okay, I'm going to work, and I can yawn in the pit, I can have messy hair, and nobody's going to see me,
As long as the hands keep playing, I can yawn.
If you drag me here at 6:30 in the morning, I can talk about yawning.
You came on your own free will.
Yeah.
I was just reading, you went to Ho Chi Minh City and sold out how many shows?
About 4.
And I said, you're Australian. Do you even speak the language? You said, nah.
No.
It's a tough language. Yeah. How were you received? When you did the press in Vietnam, did they make a big deal out of the fact of your history?
A lot. I was basically seen as this long-lost son, of Vietnam. They're a very romantic race of people.
Really?
So which is nice because, I don't know if you know the term Viet Q, which means a Vietnamese person living overseas. And for the people that are still in the country that may have wanted to leave, there's sometimes some resentment towards the Viet Q. But when I came, I was greeted with open arms. My concerts were well supported. On a personal level, I was greeted warmly,
Do you know who your parents are? Are you in contact with them?
No idea.
You know?
No idea.
Wow.
There's not a lot of records kept during the war, and as far as I know, I was abandoned and taken to orphanages and then adopted. So I don't know who they are, if they're alive. The closest thing I came to getting back to my roots was going to the orphanage that I was in.
Really?
And this woman took me up to the 2nd floor of this, which is now a baby's hospital, and she stood me in front of this wooden bath and said, this was the only bath we had here when you were here. You would have been bathed in this bath, and I'm standing there as a grown man,
That is truly, I just want to move your mic real quick.
Sure.
I
don't even know where it is.
That's right, it's just kind of buttoned up against your necklace. That is an incredible story. So you're sitting here looking at this wooden bath.
Yeah. As a grown man, and this building is still standing.
That's incredible. So all of a sudden, can I ask you a question about Australia, since you're an Australian guy?
Yeah.
Are beer cans really the size of 55-gallon oil drums?
That's the small one.
Oh, man. That is brutal.
Aussies love their beer, that's for sure.
That is truly brutal. Oh, man. So what's next for you? Let's just, you got any music coming out? If somebody watching could you go out and find a Kym Purling disc?
In Vegas, you could, at the Tower Records in Vegas. The last record I did was done by an independent label in Las Vegas, so it hasn't been distributed that widely.
But if you're at Tower Records in Vegas, you go to the Tower Records website, do a search.
Should be there.
Probably,
It should be there,
Yeah.
and probably on Amazon at that point. That is pretty neat. That really is.
That particular disc is called Kym Purling Trio Plus 3. Kym Purling Plus 3, and it's Liquid Dancing, it's called. So.
Excellent.
That's
Good.
Okay, I got a question for you. And okay, that's the size of a compact disc in America. How big are they in Australia?
Oh, they're like this. And when we finish listening to them, we turn them over and put our beer there.
I know. Okay, Lyric Box Office. What is the number? Are we using 481 seat?
Yeah.
All right, 481 seat. Miss Saigon's in town the next many, many days. And it's a tremendous show. If you haven't seen it, it'll blow your mind. It really will. And you'll be able to sit there and hear the piano playing and go, that's Kym Purling yawning in the orchestra. And by the way, there's a
We don't
really...
do shows at 6:30 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah, there you go.
fortunately.
Nice
2 at 8
article.
today you are doing, and there's a real nice article in the Baltimore Sun today about you. You're a classic guy.
Thank you very much.
You really
Nice
are.
to be here.
Kym,
And it's,
great to see you. Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Great to meet you. We're going to find some of your music.
Okay.
On the show. I promise you we will.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, listen, by the way, you got a coffee with mug, a pound of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. There you go. That'll keep you awake in the orchestra.
You make it worth getting up early.
That's the sunrise over Baltimore on the day after Christmas. We'll be right back.
WJZ thanks Dunkin' Donuts for sponsoring Coffee With.